I'm here.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, you are.
Oh.
You got a deep, sultry voice there, my friend.
Trying to sound like Brandon Cobb.
Trying to say,
Yeah.
Brandon, hi,
Shot.
man.
Huh?
Wednesdays with Will. That he thinks on Wednesdays, specifically Wednesdays.
Yeah, just on Wednesday.
Welcome to the Wednesdays with Will podcast, where Will shares weird, wacky, and wonderful things that go through his mind on Wednesday.
We should probably get started.
Yeah, we should start the show, I
Yeah.
suppose. Hey, what's up?
Howdy.
Welcome to Wednesdays with Will. It's your boy, Willie Will III. Over here we still workshopping tech person. What if we do that? What if you're tech person,
Tech
Nick?
person?
Just to be a little bit more
More general.
general.
I'm a guy. I'm a dude. Like, especially with the movements that are going on nowadays. Like,
we don't want to confuse anybody.
tech person.
Excuse me, tech person.
Z. No, thank you. I'm a guy. I'm a dude, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your pronouns.
We
are
have
person.
man bits over here.
man bits. Have you seen that video? It's like this black guy, and he's like talking to some obviously very liberal teenage girl, basically, and he was like, "Oh, so my pronouns are Nick, but I also go by her."
I saw that.
So can you see?
He snaps a picture. There's like a deer in headlights. Like, snap. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Like, that's how you beat him. Like, Uno reverse, I win.
yeah, that was hilarious. So, anyway,
Oh, man.
yeah, if you were black, you should totally do that.
Oh, I would. In a heartbeat. Like, I would place, like, I would pull so many cards to make people feel uncomfortable. Like, well, not just to feel, like, it's not to, like, make you feel uncomfortable for the sake of, like, oh, I'm just being a mean person or anything. It's just, it's to point out the ridiculousness of the situation.
No, yeah.
Because, like, I mean, because it's ridiculous. It legitimately is. Like, I now have to go, okay, actually, this is a good segue into the thing I was going to like.
All right.
Will has not seen this.
Uh-oh.
And we'll give it to you guys on the thing. So, this is a post I saw.
Okay.
I saw this post, and I was like, it made no sense to me. So, the post goes, if you are colorblind, you don't see race. If you don't see race, you don't see racism. If you don't see racism, you are not actively anti-racist. And if you are not actively anti-racist, you are racist. It's not complicated. It's complicated. How is ignoring the fact that you're black, like, not like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. And that's what I mean by ignoring it, is like,
No, yeah.
it holds no, like, I don't care. I care about you as a person.
Yeah.
Like, your skin tone has nothing to do with it. How does me just having that attitude make me racist? You're the one who's defining everything literally into, it's the definition of racism.
Yeah.
Can you explain that to me? I don't.
If you are colorblind, you don't see race. If you don't see race, you don't see racism. If you don't see racism, you're not actively anti-racist. Anti-racist is okay. If you're not actively anti-racist, you are racist. It's not that complicated. First of all, this person bought a verification badge and then decided to post it.
I can't make heads or tails of this.
No, yeah. I really got nothing on that one.
I got
It's
nothing.
just, and also that person, they look. What is the race of that? That person looks like Native American or something.
Like, they're either, I think, Indian, but with a dot.
No, that's dot.
I think that's a dot, not a feather.
Is that
Indian.
semi-racist right there? I don't know.
Probably is. I don't know. Dude, I'm a white dude. Like, I'm an Italian dude, which they're technically classifies us as white dudes. So, like, at this point, like, I'm a racist and a sexist no matter what I do. So I might as well just lean into it and say, might as well just say exactly what I'm thinking, because I'm not going to win anybody over anywhere. I don't care. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, geez.
You're tallest too.
Heightest, apparently.
Heightest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, I got nothing. It's just like, no matter what I do, I'm toast. Like, nobody, like, I'm just screwed. So it doesn't matter. So I might as well say exactly what I'm thinking. Not. I'm gonna offend somebody just by speaking English in America. Mm-hmm. How dare you speak English in America? That's just not sensitive to those who speak other languages. It's like, sure, whatever. Who cares?
Do you have like a racism accusation story that sticks out to you the most?
Well, I wouldn't say racism accusation story. I worked for this one place, and I was literally the only white dude there. And so like the topic came around to like police brutality and everything, like recent police brutality. And so like for me, like my safe haven is statistics. Like regardless of how you feel, like statistics and facts, and especially when the statistics allow for things of like, things that aren't reported and all this other stuff, when they're able to use the algorithms to make sure that all that stuff is accounted for.
Yeah.
And so I used those, and I pulled them up on my phone, pulled them up on the computer. I had all of them like readily available. And then, so for me, like the bigger thing was like, I'll give you up into the 90s and like early 2000s and stuff, because if you look about how long generations and stuff, they usually go about 30 years or so. It tracks because, was it Jim Crow ended 1963? And so like, another 30 to 40 years, which is like that late 90s, early 2000s and stuff. The people who were in positions of power who are still doing stuff like that, just under the radar, because 1963 made it illegal to do anything like that. Completely illegal. People were still doing it with finding all their loopholes and everything. Eventually, it grows out, it dies off, and so that's finally been away. So I was like, after that point, I don't see it. Statistically speaking, I don't see it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't see what you're saying. They've accounted for these things. There's other statistics that are a little bit more shocking, which we can ask some more questions. The answer is fatherlessness. That's a big cue right there.
Yeah.
So dad's in the home. That's the big thing. Yeah. And so like for stating that and then showing it, just like, hey, this is just what I see. Like I know I've experienced some weird stuff, but like statistically from these times on, what you're saying doesn't hold water. And then I proceeded to be the lightning rod of fury for anything that any white person has ever thought of doing or actually did to any person of color, regardless if they're black, Mexican, Indian, dot and feather Indians, my apologies, or Asians too. But that's another shocking statistic if you want to go about Asian hate, who's committing most of those crimes, but that's neither here nor there. But anyway, so like, no, I got to be lightning rod of fury, and like literally anything that they had done was pinned on me. Essentially, I should feel bad for being white because but the thing is like, I didn't do any of those things. Yeah. It was like, if I take you on a character by character basis. Yeah. Like my buddy Damien Wright. I'm not sure if that's always Damien So Icy. I think that's what he goes by on Instagram,
Damien
whatever.
So Icy.
I worked with him.
Are you sure that's not just what you called him?
No, that's Damien So Icy, man. No, he's a cool dude, but like he's one of my favorite tour buddies and stuff like that. We got along really fun. I mean, like he was one of those people who's like, I like you, Nick. You don't let me get away with anything. I was like, yeah. Because you haven't done anything to me and I haven't done anything to you. So why are we trying to hold each other accountable for things that neither of us have done? Makes zero sense to me. Yeah. Man, we got way too deep real quick.
We got deep pretty quick. That seems to be...
In me and my white privilege, I just talked over you the entire time.
Stop. Wow. Speaking of white privilege, no.
Speaking of white privilege, get off the show.
Get off. Man, well, so back then they were passing Jim Crow and stuff, and now they're banning TikTok. So we've gone really far.
We've gone really far.
And what are...
Well, I understand why they're doing TikTok.
What the administration says.
I don't know, dude. Like, honestly.
Do you? I don't... I mean,
It's essentially spyware. That's the bigger concern. It's like I can see it to like, not to be like... Well, I mean, like, just because of how the permissions and everything are set. Yeah. And also they've exposed what the algorithms are saying for... my dog, he just really wants to play. So we're going to try and play while doing a podcast. Go team. This isn't distracting.
Yeah, wow.
But like essentially like what they're sharing, all the information and stuff that they have based on your TikTok account, what you're allowing them to access, and then, all that other stuff. Because they've actually been able to prove Serious, you okay down there, bud? They've actually been able to prove, like, that the algorithms are what they're actually showing Americans, versus what they're showing Chinese kids. Yeah. So like they're influencing Chinese kids to be like, there's a lot more science projects and engineering projects and getting them to do stuff. So their children are more geared to what they're showing the Chinese children. The Chinese children want to be like scientists, engineers, and space people and all that stuff. Whereas because of what's being shown to our kids nowadays through TikTok, if you ask a kid what they want to do, they all want to be influencers.
But also, that's just what they want to do, though. Again, and also in China, that's just what they more than want.
Or else,
yeah.
I mean, Xi Jinping kind of has
isn't that the culture?
You'll be a scientist, or else. Yeah. Yes, dear leader.
Like, there's literally one of my favorite YouTube creators, Stephen He. Literally, his whole account, he's an Asian guy, and a lot of his gags are like about how his father basically hates him for being a YouTube creator. And like he makes like a character out of his father, like, you failure, you not doctor, you on YouTube, and like a whole thing. And it's like, I mean, it's factual.
Yeah.
I mean, if kids wanted this, the algorithm would show it.
Yeah.
TikTok is just being a company and doing what pays their bills.
To a degree, yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like it's a whole. We always think it's like this huge under the table Illuminati agenda here. I mean, I think they just want their money, and that's what the kids want to watch.
Yes and no. I'm not saying I'm making tinfoil hats,
No.
but I have got the tinfoil out a couple times. Like, hold up here, this is making a little too much sense here.
I mean, kids aren't they don't want to watch no science projects. I mean, that's like
it depends on how you present it too.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like if you're able to get kids like even outside, so if you take kids outside and like play outside and do all that stuff, you can make science projects that do the requirements. So a lot of homeschoolers do this to get their requirements. Sorry, I just kind of almost burped into the mic. Sorry about that, listeners. But like you can get them to do science projects and stuff outside, and like kinesthetic learning and all that stuff. You can make it really interesting.
This dog's trying to shut down
Trying to shut
Wednesdays
down the
with Will.
computer.
Come on.
Yes, because it wasn't on a Tuesday. Dude, just serious place.
He's trying to
Place. Good boy. But yeah, so I mean, like you can make it more fun and experimentation. So it's a lot about presentation and like how you're gearing things towards them. So, so like I said, I don't get the tinfoil. Like I'm not putting the hat on just yet. But on the same token, like I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, gotta keep your eyes open. I mean, I'm suspicious on some things as well, but I'm just like I don't like where we always jump to the conclusion. Yeah, it's a
secret Illuminati.
Yeah,
like there are some things I'm just like, hold up, what happened to this? Like I don't know, Epstein's client list. We still haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
like that's another one. I'm like, hello.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna talk about it. Yeah.
Well, anyway, do we have any? Let's see, any sponsors today?
We do actually. Glow and Step Ups. If you're feeling a little short-handed when it comes to hammering out those projects that you have, Glow and Step Ups gives you just that extra inch or two of confidence to really step up your mining game. Glowing Step Ups. No, that's about it.
Wow.
Enter discount code
Gimli.
That's a little too obvious, but yeah, that's it. You get it. I'd say you get about half off with that one. These are some inside things. I'm really amused at myself right now.
Yeah,
There's,
if you're with Nick on this,
it's a string of puns that are going on right now. I'm so proud of myself.
I wish I could say the same.
Sorry
thing
for talking up your time
about you.
Okay, I can keep going.
Speaking of banning.
Speaking of dwarven conversations.
All right, let me get into some news here.
Yes,
here's a headline. Saudi Arabia's first male robot accused of touching woman's butt.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, there's a male robot that's apparently inappropriately touching a female reporter's butt during an event where he was intended to be introduced to the world, and instead he's sexually harassing a woman. It was captured on video. If y'all look it up, this robot called AI. Wait. It has a name. He's like AI robot Muhammad. Why'd they name the robot Muhammad? Come on.
Is it AI robot Muhammad?
Yes.
Or is it just AI Muhammad?
AI. Maybe both. I don't know.
Hold on here. AI robot appears. Okay, let's I'm sorry, I've got to see this here.
He just kind of like
Cooler jets are too.
Just kind of goes for it here. If you
just
he just tried to cop a feel there.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
And so
the number of jokes that are in my head, like, okay, so like it's way too political for this show, but like they're like the influx of the refugees and everything from a few years ago, where they had a whole bunch of Syrian refugees that were going everywhere in Europe and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, like the crime rates, like a specific type of crime perpetrated by men specifically to females, just skyrocketed to the point of where he had to like leaflets on how not to do this.
Yeah.
Were set out.
It was the robots.
And now you got this robot who's literally doing the same thing.
Hey, I mean, they say that in AI, they learn from
somebody programmed that though. That's the thing. He programmed the robot. Somebody programmed that in.
Yeah.
Like, that's not one of those things, oh, it just naturally does that by themselves. No, somebody had to tell it in this scenario. This is okay.
Yeah. Man, while we're on that kind of touchy subject.
I really feel like we should probably dive into it a little bit more.
I got another article here. Airbnb host sends a guest wife footage of him with another woman after he left a bad review. So I guess
so the guy who rented the place left a bad review. So the host went and found video footage of that guy with another woman and sent it to his wife. Yeah. Am I reading that correctly?
You got it. That's exactly what happened.
Dude, that's like the weirdest. Like that's some intense like loathing for somebody. That's some intense like research into trying to destroy somebody for a bad review.
Yeah.
I mean, he shouldn't have been like. Full disclosure, he should not have been fooling around on his wife.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
but dude, he went to go meddle.
At the same, yeah.
Like that's some dedication. That's ultra petty.
Mm-hmm.
That's like ultra petty. I mean, like, yeah, we know he's going to be exposed. The Bible tells us your sin's going to find you out. But still, like, but even, dude,
it found him out on this side of things, like really quickly.
It was the girl at the HEB.
The HEB. Nah. Yeah, I mean, that's a crazy. I was actually Ubering a guy recently, and he told me like a story about how he caught his fiance like in an affair, like in the act, because she was like being kind of odd about like how I have this trip and this thing I have to do, and he was like, okay, but like she wouldn't tell him when she was gonna be back, and she then turned her location off for her phone. It's like, okay, number one. But they were like linked on the family plan.
Yeah.
So he like called his brother and was like, hey, where's she at? It's like, oh, she's at this hotel. So she goes to this hotel, sees her there with another guy, and is just like, well, we are done.
Jeez, man.
Just like apparent, but it's like, and then I think he had this thought where he was like thought about going through with the wedding. And then exposing it. And I've actually seen this. You could probably look up this video. A very similar thing happened.
I saw that where the guy like at the wedding, he exposes her.
Yeah, at the wedding, rolls the film.
Yep.
Yeah, And I'm like, that's honestly
cold.
That is, but that's the kind of petty energy I kind of have. I'm not gonna lie. So Alex, watch
Alex, you've been warned. Don't do anything silly.
She would never. But no. I would. Like imagine that.
Okay, so like the question is, did they already do the vows when he showed that, or that was
surely before? Because at that point, it's like...
I think that would have been like, does anybody have any reason?
Yeah, that's the perfect objection time.
Like, does anybody object to this? Like, roll film.
Yeah, you got to tell the officiant that, because they have to be in on it, too.
Somebody has to be on. Like,
I'd be like,
at least the tech team.
Go ahead. At least
the tech team be like, anybody have any reason why these two should not be wed? I got one!
Yeah. Let me roll the film.
Roll film!
Uh-huh.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Sorry, just give us a second. Mm-hmm. My God, I saw that one, dude. Like that's man. Like cheating stories like break my heart, dude. Like seriously, they really like. There's another one where like this guy, he wasn't able to make it out to his wife, up with his wife to like her family spot or whatever, because he was like working or something like that.
Yeah.
And so his wife would take his daughter up there to go see her mom. And anytime they went up there, he discovered like his daughter was like figure skating or something like that and like broke her arm. And so like they're trying to get a hold of his wife. They got a hold of him. It was like her aunt called him. He's like, why didn't you come over? It's like, she's not answering her phone. So he calls his wife several times. She's just not answering her phone. They had like Life 360 that she didn't turn off. And he found out that she was at a hotel with this guy and she'd been hooking up with them every single time they went to her mom's house. And so it just been going on for a very long time. So like they found out because his daughter broke her arm and her mom was not there. Yeah, it's just like one of those like Mom of the Year award to you. Go team.
Man.
Yeah. It's sad day, man. Sad day.
Man.
Well, let's lighten that up.
Yeah, let me wrap this up with one more headline that's sort of the last piece of news kind of ties in with this, where this Texas man drives 250 miles to kill ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend, but kills the wrong man.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
Apparently, this guy drove to the home he believed was the residence of the new boyfriend with the intent to kill him. But prosecutors say his only description of the target was he was a black man with dreadlocks. So,
Dude, you're not helping the white people out with this one.
I'm not at all.
You are killing me and him, but still.
Wow.
It's a black dude with dreadlocks.
Black-
Well, man, it's got to be one of them. So. Dude, come on.
Yeah, so black.
Man, that's really descriptive.
Yeah, come on, really? They just
Like,
don't.
who else are you looking for next? I'm looking for a short Asian man. Short?
Well, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh. So, was it just because they broke up, or like was there more?
You know, there's not a lot.
That's just it.
I didn't get a lot of backstory on why, like he's because generally you don't just break up with somebody and think, oh, I want to kill this person.
Like typically, like you hear about that once every so often. Like you hear about the crazy ex-girlfriend who like they got way too close or whatever, and she's like, got like red flags, and so she starts keying his car and all that other stuff.
My assumption though is because it was his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. I would assume there was some sort of affair there.
There's got to be.
There had to have been something where,
because I mean, like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but statistically speaking, it's unlikely that men have that big of a reaction to like she broke up with me and now she's with someone new. Like it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, but like more often you see like the girl going a little bit nuts with that one, and like if he's gonna go kill somebody and roid rage over that, like there are some guys who I'm not like there are some very violent men out there. I know we've got those. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but in my head, I think there's infidelity.
There was something that had to be.
I think so. But then again, we're probably going to be corrected. Somebody's going to get in the comment section and be like, well, here's real story. All men are terrible. Like, okay, whatever, man. Like, don't get me started.
Yeah,
go dye your hair blue and come back to me later, okay? Give me the visual cue that like, I kind of like that about blue hair people. It's like,
that lady say, let us know.
It's kind of like one of those things. Like
getting.
it's a visual cue before I even speak to you that we're probably not going to get along.
Yeah,
it's kind of like those like red and orange and bright colored frogs in the forest. Like, hey, I'm poisonous. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up, bro.
Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. Do you ever see though? There's a few wild card people. Like they're like, wow, I did not know.
Actually, yeah, there was one lady. I was driving Uber. Mm-hmm. I was down in Mansfield, and I go to pick her up, and I see her hair. I was like, "Oh, great!" I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, keep your mouth shut. Just shut your dang mouth.
Yeah.
Keep Will Smith's wife's name out your dang mouth.
And turns out she was a pastor.
No, turns out she was a delightful lady.
Yeah.
She's just very sweet, and I was like, "Oh, you're the one that breaks." Okay, well, you're pleasant. Thank you for being such a delightful lady.
Yeah,
man. I mean, I've had some pretty decent rides.
Yeah,
in Uber, yeah.
Any cool, any decent rides recently that worth mentioning?
Worth mentioning? Like, there's this one dude. Apparently, like, I don't know. He used to be a chef.
Oh,
he apparently was like a chef and did privatized chef. So he made, to quote Michael, he made some loot. But he made bank. Like he did really well for himself. But eventually, like, he just got to a point. He was like, I don't like doing this anymore. So he's driving truck. So he's like, he's made lots of money, drives truck. He's like, I actually really like driving trucks, stuff like that. Drives a semi, drives all around. But no, he's sounds like a really cool dude. I mean, it's just cool because like he's a gun guy, and stuff like that. So we're sitting there talking, shooting, and all that stuff like that. And usually, like, there's some people who will try to cope and cover and stuff, and like it's kind of like a real one can spot a fake sort of thing,
Yeah.
Like somebody's like, you haven't actually walked this. You haven't actually. So like, somebody who's talking about like, oh yeah, I run marathons all the time. And then like, the real marathon runner's like, okay, what about this mile at that point? What are you saying? Oh, I never have any of this happen. Like every marathon runner's like, you're lying.
You're a fraud.
You're a fraud because like your body does this, these things, sort of like that. Or like, like especially with veterans, veterans, a real veteran, like a real special forces, real veterans, they can always spot somebody with stolen honor, stolen valor.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's like a big no-no.
Yeah. That's sad, man.
But anyways, no, he's just a really cool dude. We're talking guns. He's just a cool, chill people. The more I do Uber, the more I find way more cool and chill people.
Yeah.
So
man.
Don't listen to the media. We're not nearly as divided as they want us to be.
No.
Like, seriously. Yeah. No, I've had some good conversations with people.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's supposed to be some good Ubers, and still got 5 stars. Amazing. I don't know how I still have 5
I'm
stars.
at a 4.98.
Yeah, 4.98. So 5. I keep thinking it's gonna be the one that's gonna hate on me, but
Yeah.
maybe I just put a sign up that's like, if you don't give me 5 stars, you're racist, and maybe that's helped so far.
Maybe that's why they're doing
Maybe that's why.
Meanwhile, I'm like, hey, man, how's it going? Did you just call me, man? Oh,
Yeah, did you just call me, man?
my bad.
Oh,
Dude,
wow.
I'm from the 90s and 2000s. I say gay and retarded, okay?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I have a friend that like calls things queer all the time.
That's
I'm
queer.
just like, yeah, that's queer. Like,
Don't read
can't
any
say
Tolkien. Oh my gosh. Lord, like the Fellowship of the Ring, he's like, it's very queer. They keep queer. Man, that was so queer. Man, it's very queer. It's like something queer about it, if you know, kind of funny. Not funny as in like, haha, but funny as in queer. They just say that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's actually really queer? Not following the Wednesdays with Will podcast. So make
Very
sure
queer.
you are subscribed to that, and so that you're up to date on the latest weird, wacky, wonderful things that go through Will's or Nick guy's mind on Wednesdays. Only on
Nick.
Wednesdays again. Remember
Only on
that.
Wednesdays. Forget it on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. I don't care. Wednesdays.
Only Wednesdays.
And
Don't be queer. Subscribe.
don't be queer.
Subscribe or you're queer.
Subscribe or you're queer. Some people might be like, well, I embrace the queer. Okay, well,
Well, you can embrace it. I don't care.
you can. No, I'm just kidding.
There's the dough. Them's the bricks.
There's the brick. Anyway, until next time, we'll see you later. Shout out to you guys. Bye.